Hi everyone, it's Paul from Camping Down Under. Today I'd like to run through a couple of quick videos explaining how easy Redarc have made it to install BCDC 1225D with solar input. They've made it so easy now, anyone can install it in their own car, and I'll show you how to do it. Let's go. Rightio, let's have a look exactly what's inside the box. Straight up here, you've got a diagram explaining the blue wire. If you have a car earlier than 2006, you'll most likely have a standard alternator, which means you will not need to connect that blue wire. If you have a car past 2006, you will need an ignition trigger. So that blue wire, you have to run to an ignition trigger, for example, windscreen wiper motor under your bonnet. Here explains all your specs. Another clear diagram here explaining your 4 different profiles of the charger, which most of it is including the orange wire. If you have a standard AGM battery, which most of us do, you will not need to connect that, so don't worry about that either. Here you have the charger. Inside the charger, it shows you all your different profiles. Your profile will most likely be A for your AGMs, which is 14.6 volts max. Next you have all your connections and your heat shrink. They provide everything for you. They give you a sticker and a very detailed instruction manual, which I recommend reading thoroughly first. It explains everything you need to know about installing this product. Rightio, let's quickly run through these wires with you. Starting with your orange, that's your profile selection. In most cases, if you're running an AGM battery, you will not need this. Your green wire, that's your LED. That's optional if you want to run a separate LED. Blue, that's your ignition trigger that I was talking about earlier. If you have an older car, you will not need to connect it. If you have a newer car past 2006, you likely have a smart alternator, so you will need an ignition trigger to trigger the charger. Red wire, that goes straight to your positive on the cranking battery. Black wire, that's your earth, it's a body earth. A brown wire, that goes to your new auxiliary battery, your AGM battery, whatever you're installing on the positive. That's your solar wire, so all the positives from your solar panels all go straight over here. That's it, that's all there is to it. Right, now I'd like to run through the correct way to join the wires. Use the crimps that they give you. Get it on there as far as you can. Get your crimpers. Always try and crimp it twice. Get the best crimp you can. Get your second one. Get that in there. Right way around might help. Now you want to double check, make sure it's in as far as it will go. Crimp that down. Crimp again, get the best crimp. Right, there's your mechanical join. Now you want an electrical join. The mechanical gives you your strength from pulling apart. Now you want the least resistance, so we have to solder the whole length of that, fill the whole interior of that with solder, give you the best join possible, least resistance. Right, once you're happy, you've filled solder in both ends and it's filled with solder the whole way through it for a good connection. You want to slide up your heat shrink as provided. Done. A complete join. Finish the rest. Convolute tubing over the whole wiring, and then we're ready to install it. Right, when it comes time to mounting a fuse holder, choose a location as close to your battery terminal as possible. The closer you get it, the least chance of it arcing out on an unfused wire. And when it comes to fuse selection, make sure you choose this style. If you choose a blade selection, there's too much resistance, heats, and it just won't work for you. While you're running your body earth from the charger with the black wire, don't forget to also run a second body earth that will link your battery to the body, or your charger will not detect your battery. If you're mounting your second battery in the rear of your car, make sure your wiring can handle the load. If you're unsure, everything is stated in the instructions. The wiring sizes should be running for the different lengths, and same as the rear, you want to fuse as close to the battery as you can to stop any arcing out. So make sure you use this style fusing by your main battery and also your auxiliary battery. Lastly, if you're running solar, make sure you connect the positives of all your solar panels to the yellow wire and earth out your negative. That's it. It should be all ready to go. Right, now that everything's wired up and the charge is mounted, you should see the charge profile light up. A is your standard one for the AGM batteries, which is your 14.6 volts. Then you'll have your inputs. You either got solar or vehicle. At the moment I've got solar running. If I turn the vehicle on, the vehicle light would come on. And lastly, you have the stage at the bottom. That runs through your cycles. That's it. It could not get any easier than that.